Shalom, shalom, Israel. It's your brother Yochanan. I want to start off by giving all honor and glory to Yahweh by Shabbat Mashiach, Yahweh Shai. Shalom, peace, love, and blessings to the hopefully elect. And I pray that this is edifying to the sheep. I want to do another breakdown on Galatians chapter 3, verse 28. You know, according to a lot of Christian studies, they take that verse when it says neither Jew nor Greek, and just for some reason, they want to mask it as a universal doctrine. And even some Bible translations take Greek out and put Gentile. So there's a bunch of ways to cut this. This won't be nothing new. I'm just doing my part. I want to start off in Romans chapter 9, verse 4. St. Paul, he seemed to be consistent with what he's talking about, but some of his words get twisted up a lot. So let's just start off in verse 4, Romans chapter 9. Who are Israelites, who pertain of the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of God and the promises. I mean, we could just start off there, clear as day, clear as crystal. If Paul thought any of these things was for any other nation, I'm pretty sure he would have said it. He flat out says, who are Israelites, who pertain to the adoption, that's one thing. The glory, that's another thing. The covenants, old and new. Because for some reason, you know, Christianity and all these bugged out churches want to say that the new covenant is for everybody, and that's just not true. That's not according to the Bible. That might be according to the God of this world, but it's definitely not according to the scriptures. So, in the giving of the law, we already know that only Israelites is given the law, and even before Israel was given the law, the sons of God were given the law, which are the same people. So we don't get simple. And the services of God and the promises. So we know all of those things are for the nation of Israel. That's clear as day. When he's writing Galatians 3:28, I'm pretty sure he has that same type of mindset when he's going into writing those things. Hold on, let's go to Romans 1:16. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God until salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jew first, and also to the Greek. So many people will still do that same type of Christian shuffle when they come to Galatians 3:28. They'll go to Romans chapter 1, go to 16, and bug out when they see to the Jew first, then to the Greek. Change out Greek for Gentile and say, look, we know that it first came to the Jews, but then it came to the Gentiles after that. And they'll twist Romans chapter 11 up for that same argument, and that's just clearly wrong. So we already know Christ said out his own mouth he was only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. I might get that verse. Christ came to teach the southern kingdom. For some reason, I don't know, like if people read their Bible or what's going on, but it's 12 tribes. But all 12 tribes are not Jews. So I don't know, like when it says the Jews first, what about the other tribes of Israel? The northern kingdom. Nobody ever stop and think, hey, wait a minute. That might be talking about them. Because what happens is when you teaching a universal type of doctrine and gospel, you coming in the name of a false God. And billions of Christians are worshiping the false God and the other Christ, but they don't know it. So I thought that was interesting because Paul always says to the Jew first, then to the Greek. Why doesn't Paul say to the Jew first, then to the Greek, then to the other nations? He never says that. It's always two things. So that the light bulb just doesn't go off in people's heads when Paul is talking. And I understand, you know, when you brainwashed and you brought up a certain type of way in these churches when you young, and you want, like, in people's minds, when you don't have no understanding of the Bible, you think that, hey, God created everybody. Why wouldn't he want everybody? Well, God created everybody so you do whatever the fuck you want to do at the end of the day. Let's go to Romans. I believe that's chapter 10. That's 12, I believe. Okay, so Romans chapter 10, verse 12. There is no difference between the Jew and the Greek, for the same Lord over all is rich unto all that call upon him. So this is another verse that Christians go to and say, look, all that call upon him, Jew, Greek, but you're not a Jew or a Greek, so where do you fit into the text? And I've noticed that since I've been in the knowledge almost 20 years now, people get twisted up with this shit. And I really don't understand what the hell is the deal, especially now that YouTube is out and many brothers is teaching what's going on, and they still will not take heed because Satan has a hold on their brain. Let's go to the Messiah now. Let's go to the Messiah. Let's go to Matthew. Let's go to the 10th chapter and probably around the 5th verse. Okay, red letter. Matthew chapter 10, let's start at verse 5. These 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not. Verse 6, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Let's go to 7 too. And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Now, why wouldn't Christ say, hey man, go to everybody and teach them the kingdom of heaven is at hand? But the answer is simple, because it said in Romans, Paul made it clear it's to the Jew first and then to the Greek. We're going to teach the southern kingdom first. I'm going to teach y'all all these things, and then y'all going to go to the dispersed. Y'all going to go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. I mean, I don't understand. Like, how do you twist that up? I don't get it. Let's go to Matthew 15, verse 24. Red letter again. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 24. This is Christ speaking. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Now, if me personally, I'm just going by what Christ say. Like, Christ is the Messiah. He died for my sins. So I'm going to take a wild guess and say, well, according to everybody else, since the whole Bible is centered around the Messiah, the real Messiah, not the Christian Messiah, that all the prophets, all the disciples, all the apostles are all going to have that one mindset type of understanding, which is what Christ would be preaching. That's the only person that we all should be following. And I believe everybody with the holy men of the Bible are following Christ. But for some reason, the Christian church think that Paul detours away from what Christ is actually trying to teach. Let's go to John chapter 7.
Bring it out.
Let's go to 35. Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go, that we shall not find him? This is talking about Christ. Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? Now, when you read this verse, you got the key word in here, dispersed. Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? That right there, when you got a proper understanding, you know that them Gentiles got to be talking about the children of Israel who were calling themselves by other nations. So when you fall away, it's a common thing that you will be considered a Gentile in the eyes of the southern kingdom if he wasn't doing the things that were written in the Torah. Who are those Gentiles? Who are the dispersed? I mean, you read the Bible, even in the curses of the Deuteronomy chapter 28, clearly say that the Israelites would be scattered among all nations. But, you know, when you're trapped, your mind not working right, and Babylon and sprinkle witchcraft on you, you know what I'm saying? You end up fucked up. Let's go to the book of the Psalms. Let's go to 105, man. Because, man, you Christians, man, I don't get it. And you got the brothers, man, trying to teach y'all, and y'all will not take heed. Brothers go over the same arguments all the fucking time with y'all, and y'all just will not humble yourself and say, I was wrong. I know it's hard to really sit back and say, man, I've been taught lies my whole life. But when I came into this, I didn't buck up against it. I didn't talk shit. I wasn't sitting back trying to, oh man, like, y'all don't know what y'all talking about, without investigating what the hell was being said. A lot of y'all Christians, man, y'all hear what's being said and y'all do not do no studying. Y'all just say, y'all wrong because I say y'all wrong because this is what I was taught. And y'all never looked into the shit yourself. How the hell can you tell somebody else that they're wrong and you never even fucking looked into it for yourself? Crazy, man. Y'all crazy as hell, man. Well, let's go to verse 8. This is Psalms 105, verse 8. He had remembered his covenant forever, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations. Verse 9, which covenant he made with Abraham and his oath unto Isaac. Verse 10, he confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law and to Israel for a everlasting covenant. This is for the people that want to go to Galatians chapter 3. We're going to go to it, Galatians chapter 3. I believe that's verse 29. They want to talk about Abraham. Oh yeah, you know, Abraham's seed is going to be blessed. Well, for one, to say seed. Two, all the children of Abraham was blessed. That don't got shit to do with the covenants though. I don't understand what the fuck that got to do with the covenants. Everybody is blessed according to whatever God blessed them with. Shit, Esau blessed with the sword. Esau blessed with destroying all kind of stuff. He got a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't he a part of Abraham's seed? Did he not get a blessing? Is Esau a part of the covenant? No. According to, what is that? Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 31, and Hebrews chapter 8, verse 8, the covenants is only for the nation of Israel. That's clear. I don't really understand what the problem is when it comes to understanding what's going on. Now, Abraham, I mean, it just told you right here who this is for. But y'all don't read the Old Testament. I forgot. Y'all one of those Christians that just got the New Testament Bible. So y'all have no foundation, no structure at all with y'all house. Y'all shaking with a mighty wind. So as soon as the men of the Lord get to spitting them scriptures out, y'all foundation, y'all don't have none. Y'all just shaking. Y'all just swaying to and fro. Y'all done. Y'all cooked. Y'all about to just, y'all blew up. Y'all stalking. Every time I see y'all stalking the brothers. Y'all refuse to leave the children of Israel alone that's preaching the word according to what the Bible say, because y'all losing members because y'all have no answers in these churches. I would have left too if I was going to church. Like, I never personally went to church. I was always somebody that had to do investigating when it came to shit, and I knew shit wasn't never making any sense based off how I seen people teaching it and how I seen people acting. So I always ask questions, and then I did my research and I looked into this shit. I didn't sit back and start talking shit to people just because I didn't understand where they were coming from. No, I sat back and I did my research on shit, and I found out that all religions all come from the Babylonian mystery school system, and it's all pagan. And I think everybody pretty much know that. Where I want to go from here, man? Let's go to Genesis 26:3. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee, and will bless thee, for unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all these countries, and I will perform the oath which I swear unto Abraham thy father. Let's go to verse 4. And I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and will give unto thy seed all these countries, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. Now, it's talking about the children of Israel, and all nations will be blessed, but it's an order. And it still has nothing to do with these covenants. It still ain't got shit to do with these covenants. So, and for shits and giggles, for a side note, Christianity teach you don't have to keep the commandments. But let's read verse 5. Because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my law. So everybody like to talk about Abraham, but they don't want to talk about how he kept the Most High's commandments. Well, all right, let's just go. We ain't gonna get into all that. Let's go to Galatians. We might close out because I don't even like videos being long because I know Israel got a short attention span, and I get it. And sometimes I got the shit too. You know, it is what it is. Where I say I was going, I'm going to Galatians. Let's go to Galatians chapter 3. Let's go to the verse that Christianity turned into a witchcraft spell, right along with John 3:16, which I will be tackling, Lord willing. Galatians chapter 3, verse 28. There is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither bond nor free, there is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Christ Jesus. Now we already know it, and I ain't even hit the Apocrypha. I ain't even get into the Maccabees, where literally the Israelites were calling themselves Greeks. But you Christians don't know nothing about the Apocrypha, which is wild to me, because the end of Malachi, and then you want to start in Matthew, you missing a whole beast. For some reason, y'all just missed the whole third beast. I don't really understand how you miss a whole beast, but think you can understand what Paul is talking about in these letters as if he missed a whole beast like y'all did. Paul was very schooled in the scriptures. I mean, he wouldn't miss a whole beast, so clearly he know what he's talking about. So when it say neither Jew nor Greek, it's talking about the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom being the Greeks, and the scattered of southern kingdom that was dispersed abroad as well, that were calling themselves by different nations, especially through the Greeks. All you got to do is read the Maccabees and the Apocrypha, and it clearly answers what Paul is talking about in Galatians, but y'all will not do it because y'all do not believe in the God y'all claim to believe in. Let's just keep it a stack. Let's keep it a stack, man. Y'all fake as fuck. Y'all fake. And y'all the reasons why a lot of people just turn away from the Bible in general and start turning straight to witchcraft, because that's all Christianity is anyway. All these religions is just another watered down form of witchcraft. So people just go straight to the source. They go straight to the dope. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to verse 29. That's Galatians 3, verse 29. And if ye be Christ, then are ye Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise. Now, we already read Romans chapter 9, starting around verse 4, who the heirs according to the promise was. Paul said it out his own mouth. That's the same author that's writing Galatians chapter 3. You don't think Paul know what the hell he talking about when he say heirs according to the promise? But for some reason, Christians read Galatians 3:28 and 3:29, throw Abraham in there, and just forget about everything written in the Bible. Forget about the curses, forget about Israel being scattered, forget that the whole book is literally written to the nation of Israel, especially after the flood. But before the flood, the sons of God were literally the nation of Israel before the nation of Israel was called the nation of Israel. Because the nation of Israel is literally called the sons of God. You know what I'm saying? So I'm confused at what the hell people talking about. From Genesis all the way to Revelation, it's talking about a seed line, and it's tracking the seed line all the way to the nation of Israel. For some reason, you got these Christians that just think they can just include themselves. No nationality, no nothing. Now it's all faith, but the faith come with the spirit of truth though. How you got faith in something you really don't even believe in? You really don't even know about it. You ask the average Christian walking the street some verses that they might know, and they only verses that they really know is Galatians 3 and fucking John 3:16. I'd be hard pressed to really find somebody that know other verses outside of that. Those are the main verses people want to talk about. They think just because they got a Bible app and they read the verse of the day, that's doing some deep dive studying into the God y'all claim to believe in. Which is another thing that I have a problem with, because for some reason, everybody feel like they gotta work for everything. Hard work pay off, hard work pay off. And they use that thought to everything in life. School, work, whatever the fuck they do, They use work. I manifested it, and I worked. I got it in. Hard work pay off. But when they come to the Most High and His Son, those are the only ones you ain't got to do no work for. The Most High and His Son, the God you claim to believe in, the Lord and Savior that you claim died on the cross for you, you ain't got to do no work for that. All you got to do is just believe. Or just believe and you'll be okay. So you telling me that the God that you claim to serve, this Bible, all you got to do is just believe. You can sin all you want, even though sin, the wages of sin is death. You can sin all you want, but you straight though. You cool. You get dumped in some dirty ass water and you cool. Once saved, always saved, brother. You good, man. All you gotta do is just believe, man. Have faith that He died on that cross for your sins, man. And He rose again on the third day, man. Shut the fuck up, man. Y'all make me sick. You ain't gotta work for the Most High. You claim to be a servant, but you ain't gotta put in no fucking work. That's why y'all spiritually are in debt. And y'all just like to charge a credit card to heaven, swiping sin after sin after sin. I get to telling people about simple shit, commandments like, all right, change up your diet, man. You don't want to eat pork. And I give them the worldly understanding as far as pork is just bad for you in general. But the Most High already said it was bad for you. So yeah, you like it. It tastes good. But if the Most High say don't eat it, why the fuck are you questioning that? You got people telling me, yeah, but it's good. Or why would He do this? Man, God do what the fuck He wanted to do. If He wanted to make it clean, He would have made it clean. He said don't eat it. That means don't eat it. What we talking about? The Most High say something, there's no questions involved with that. You shut your fucking mouth and you do what you told to do. Because we don't do what we told to do is what got us in the situation we in today, and which is going to land a lot of people into the lake of fire. Period. So I'm going to cut this one short. This is part 2 of Galatians chapter 3, verse 28. Right down, I'm going to probably do a series on this. I'm going to do a series on a lot of scriptures because it's a lot of points that I would like to hit. And like I said, we're going into almost a half an hour on the video, and I don't want this shit to be that long. So I pray that y'all was edified.